Welcome to One Crack News. It's your boy Carcino here, and let's talk about it real fast. The story of R. Kelly is being told again from the point of view that Lifetime is airing a 3-part documentary series, maybe 4. I don't know if it's 3 or 4, where they're highlighting the victims, the alleged victims of R. Kelly. Now, the way Lifetime is doing this, they're doing it in the act of if he's guilty. And here at One Crack News, we shoot it to you straight. Now, my thing is, Dream Hampton is producing this and putting this together. And what I'm very surprised about is that it looked like it's told from a narrative of we're out to get him, but get him how? Because he can't be charged with any of these women. Period. The situation with Sparkle and her niece, in that situation that happened and transpired, adult supervision was around. The case of Aaliyah that they keep bringing up, an adult was around. Leah's mom put out a statement to counteract one of the so-called dancers who was on the show in episode 1, claiming that they saw Leah and R. Kelly having sex on a tour bus. And her mom's like, that's just not true, because I was there for everything. We were there for every interview, every this and that, which was not true. Her uncle was there, which means he was also a witness and knew about this wedding that had transpired. Because if you were there for everything, how did they get married? You see? They got married right in Rosemont, which is about 10 miles from where I am originally, and speaking to you from. I know the laws. I know things that they allow in Rosemont and things that they don't. So someone had to be there to consent, adult-wise. Things were allowed that shouldn't have been allowed. Now, what they need to be asking these people, who, in my own personal opinion, do I believe they're telling the truth? Absolutely. Absolutely, I think they're telling the truth. The thing is, people knew this. We're not learning anything new that we didn't know 30 years ago. That's the thing. It's 30 years ago. The same things you're talking about is almost 30 years old. And what was the difference then to now? These accusations have been out before 12 Play album. The first girl who's not on there, who received money but cannot talk because of the agreement that they signed to take the money, she wasn't on the show. But who knows if she's going to be on the episode, but I doubt it, because she's agreed that she can't do these type of things, or she has to pay the money back. So when you buy more than just silence, you buy their life. Now, they would love to be a part of something like this, but they can't. They can't get the bag. They signed some type of agreement where they cannot. So the one payoff they got, that was it. Now they're, for life, can't share it with anyone. But this was way back before 12 Play. For like 2 years, this was going on. Now, the situation has elevated to a whole new level, where there's been many other opportunities for them to shut this case down. There have been many gray areas that were intrepided on because people were overzealous to try to get R. Kelly. The Chicago Tribune, I made a mistake there. Chicago Sun-Times were leading the investigation to try to push the Chicago police officers to take down R. Kelly. The newspaper were the ones leading off with this story, saying someone sent them the tape anonymously, wanting to take down R. Kelly. They were doing practices that were far beyond the reach of journalism to try to take down R. Kelly. Had they just trust the legal system, they might have gotten what they wanted. The evidence they collected in Florida was damaging, but it was deemed unadmissible in court because of how they seized the information. They did not have a proper search and seizure warrant to enter that place to get that information. So all of those things couldn't be used. And they were very damaging to R. Kelly. Had they been able to use the Florida information, I think he would have been found guilty. Now, why did he get off? That's the big question. How did he get off? They're going to cover in the last episode of this doc series the court trial. And I guarantee you they're not going to tell you what I'm going to tell you right now. I might not be watching this entire series. I can tell you that right now. But I do want to watch the court proceedings just to see if I'm correct. But the reason why they lost in court is because everybody was out for money. And people were thinking it was an open shut case. Didn't realize that when you have powerful allies and friends and you have money, things can happen for you. And if you didn't do everything properly. And that's exactly the approach they took. R. Kelly signed over almost all of his publishings to his biggest songs. I Believe I Could Fly, all the songs that he had that was worth a lot of money. All of his publishings and royalty rights, he basically signed over in order to continuously pay for his trial. The record company gave him an advance based on him selling royalties back to the companies. They said, well, we're going to need some type of collateral for this type of loan. Besides a new album. They don't want new albums. They want something that's already timeless. They want some royalty money. They want some publishing rights. And we'll get you home. And agreed upon. Once that case was taken care of years down the road, R. Kelly was able to make a deal to write off those publishers to some of his biggest records to date. In R. Kelly's mind, I just want to create new music. That's going to be worth more. So forget the publishing of that. I can just make some new stuff. But his biggest records, I Believe I Could Fly, World's Greatest, all of those publishing hits, gone. Publishing rights gone to Bad Man. That was on the Shaft soundtrack. All the publishing rights he written back. Him, one of the managers who was a slash lawyer slash manager, has been rewarded with these publishings. That's worth a lot more than what he did for the case. I'm going to see if a lot of this gets brought up. But that's why he's free. He signed over that publishing. And they got him the best lawyers that money could buy for that situation. And they got it resolved. So, do I believe these women? Absolutely, I believe the women. R. Kelly's wife, baby moms, Andrea Kelly, she's bat it crazy. She just went and did an episode where she's crying and bashing R. Kelly, and then she goes on an Instagram live playing R. Kelly music in the background. It's just, yeah, she's doing it for the bag. And that's the problem I have with this. It's like Dream Hampton. What is this for? Is this to alert and to warn the children of today about the things that happened 30 years ago? Because you could have just did a Lifetime special if you wanted to do that. But you put these people out here and call them the survivors of R. Kelly and did this. And my thing is, what are you exploiting them for? Because what is going to be the end result? Is this going to stop R. Kelly? Because he can't go to jail for any of this. So only thing it could be used for is to defame him. That's it. And nobody's learning anything really new. This is all stuff that we all know before. You're just bringing it to a whole new audience. A younger audience. Who everybody knows about his behavior. And the things that went down. And you guys allowed it. And the same people you're interviewing, the majority of them allowed this to happen. They turned a blind eye. Because they wanted something out of the deal. They thought, I'm going to blow up because this guy's hot. When the career don't go a certain way, then, oh, I'm going to tell on you and my niece. Or I'm going to tell about you and old girl. Oh, you firing me? Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to tell them about this and that. And I feel that this documentary is more about the bag than it is these girls. And they're being exploited for the bag rather than, oh, they're on here for a reason. Now, my thing is they got women up there and they calling them the survivors of R. Kelly when they weren't even victims. Some of the women weren't even victims of R. Kelly. Like, he never had anything sexually with them at all. But how did they survive? You see, Lifetime put themselves in a very liable situation. Now it's just that, do R. Kelly feel like going to court? Me, I already be in court. I had a paperwork right now, if that was me. I'd be mad as hell if somebody did that. Because you could defame anyone. You could defame anyone. You could easily grab one person, get some sobbing tears, crying, he was an animal, clip. We'll be back to talk about Arsene. Then he left me on the side of the highway, clip. Dun. Then he yelled at me. Dun. He told my mom off and he hung up, click. I never want to see him again. The Carcino story. I didn't put out, so he doesn't want to talk to me anymore. Coming soon on Lifetime. The victims who survived. He was an animal. So I'm having a hard time understanding it. Right? A very hard time understanding, like, what are their goals and what they hope to accomplish besides getting a bag. And that's exactly what this whole that's why it's been put in 4 parts. They're trying to get the bag. The first one blew everything away. The second one's going to be big, but it's causing a whole lot of problems because John Legend was on there and they wouldn't give everybody else on there to say certain things. Like Jay-Z declined, a lot of people declined to be a part of this event that they tried to make. So it is what it is. But let me get out of here. I'm not going to hold you. It's One Crack News. I'm out.